Right.
It's becoming, like they'll say where you get your protein or your B12 that becomes part of that.
And the protein thing is like totally ridiculous. There's never been anybody that doesn't have enough protein. That's just total myth. I mean, oh, and this is an interesting way I know it firsthand. My dog had a cruciate ligament tear, and she was off her foot for 3 to 6 months, and so her muscles atrophied. And I fed her high-protein foods, quinoa and tempeh, and her muscle all came back on plant-based food from nothing to, you know, so I saw firsthand with my own eyes that plant protein is quite sufficient, beautiful. And there are some proteins that are better than others, and I recommend, like, some of the best foods that you should eat are quinoa, tempeh, hemp. These are really good high. And does everybody know that soy has more protein in it than like what they call beef? I hate even using that word, that made up farmed animal word, beef. But soy has more protein, and it's a complete protein. And a lot of people don't like soy. You don't have to eat soy to be vegan. You can eat other sources of protein. Really, it's no issue at all. Oh, it's so funny, because somebody came up to me tonight and he mentioned the guy who led me to Gentle World, who I haven't thought about in centuries. But I lived here in South Florida, and I went to a health food store, and this guy who worked there, a clerk, sold me the cookbook for people who love animals that was published in 1981 by Gentle World, the very first vegan cookbook in the United States. And I was like, these are the only other vegans I'd ever heard of or met, and I was in Florida and they were in Florida. But I was like, a cult, a commune, I don't want to go. This was during Jonestown, and I was like a little weary, so I didn't go. But then I kept reading this beautiful book, and I'm like, how bad can they be? So I went, and I never left. And so like we're a community of vegans that have been together for 4 decades, which is not too common. You know, we really have stuck together, we love each other like a family, and that's how I met Gentle World.
They do all vegan stuff, and it's been proven that they can heal all kinds of sicknesses by taking out animal products and living a vegan-based diet.
And they do raw foods. They're into raw foods.
But I was like, what is the effect
On taking away all diseases with diet?
Do you think that is true?
Well, I would try that before I would try going to the medical industry or taking pharmaceuticals. I'm definitely a naturalist. I would take herbal remedies. If I get sick, I'll go into a health food store and, you know, look for the natural alternative. I like to fast. I think fasting is a way to naturally add years to your life and clean out your body, give your digestive system a break. So yes, I like natural alternatives and not just diet, our mindset. I heard somebody on Facebook say, I feel like crawling up and dying. Well, if you feel that way, you're going to. I believe thought is creative. So I believe it's the way we think, the environment where we live impacts us, the food we eat, lots of things impact us. I think we should all go out into the country to a park and commune with nature. I think that's part of our health too.
So when you get sick, what is the first thing that you
It depends on the sickness. I don't get sick too often, thank God.
cold or
If I get a cold or a flu, which I only get when my little vegan kids go out to their non-vegan school and bring it back to me. Otherwise, I don't get sick, because fasting cleans out your body so that you don't have to get sick to clean out your body. So, but if I broke my foot or my toe from a fall, then I go to a hospital and I have them set it, or, you know, so it kind of depends. There are times when you would want to use the medical profession, and a lot of times I like to use them for diagnostic. and then really look, and really study the internet and find something that's natural and suitable. But I guess it would depend on the illness, and I'm pretty illness-free. Fever, nothing. Just rest, drink liquids, stop eating, and just let it play out. Fast, rest. If you get like a sore throat or something, maybe some like herbal cough syrup remedies. I don't do much. Any other questions? Red dress?
Okay, I'm Holly, and I'm from Sweden, and I'm here now visiting. And for me, where I'm from in Sweden, like I live in Malmö, which is a big vegan town, and I have I live in a big vegan society. All the kids that I interact with are vegan, so for me coming here, meeting kids that are not vegan is hard for me. How would you, is there anything I can do to, in a mild and not that harsh way, talk to kids about veganism, maybe, because I mean, showing earthlings would be
I am so honest with children, because you can be, because they're that way, you know?
I know, I would feel sure.
I don't hide anything. I tell them the truth. I always tell Soul, my little vegan since birth friend that I hang with all the time, I tell him the truth on everything. I talk to him about animal rights, and I don't hide anything, and I'm just very honest with kids. I told him I will never lie to you, and I won't. It's one of the problems with this world, so much lying, you know? So that's my policy with little children. Love them and don't lie to them, and tell them the truth. And they can get it pretty easily. Children can get veganism pretty easily if they're educated that way. They're not the problems. It's for people to educate them that way. But yeah, but instead you go online on Facebook and you see fathers taking their kids hunting. You know, you see really awful things. That's what they want to teach their little children. Well, you really don't have to bring up those pictures. If you come from an animal rights base perception, which I do, I don't need to show horrible pictures in slaughterhouses or whatever, because what I'm saying is anybody who is sentient, whether it's human or non-human, has the fundamental birthright not to be exploited, objectified, sexually violated, killed. So I don't need to show horrible pictures to say that. And I don't really like to show those horrible violence images. I really never do. I instead show pictures of humans and other animals in friendly situations, the way it should be if the world was sane. Like a little how-to educational photo. This is how you treat a pig. That's what I like to do instead of showing them horrible violence that humans inflict on animals. Any other questions? Oh, Adonis.
Yes!
What do you want to know?
How do you inspire someone to become vegan?
Well, that's the best question I've heard at a seminar yet. Adonis wins the top question. Well, I wish I could answer that. I wish I could answer, and there's a lot of us here that would like to know. We're trying everything. We try different things to see what works the best. And people are all very different, and they come from different perceptions. So we try different things. Try a book, try an event like this, try blogging, try living by example, try protests, nonviolent protests on the street. We try everything because someone will be touched from different ways. But the best way to inspire them is to live it yourself, because people need to see it. So you live it yourself, and then you will get the self-assurance that you need to be able to inspire others.
All right, thank you very much.
Is everybody hearing this? This is quite a story.
I had uterine cancer, I'm sorry, I had uterine cancer along with endometriosis and ovarian ruptured cysts.
Oh, wow.
And I'm clear of that.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of miraculous stories of people who, once they started eating vegan, all sorts of things have cured. So there's definitely a hope of that. I won't guarantee it. I can't guarantee it. I wish I had that power, but I don't. But like she just said, a great miracle story, and there are those miracle stories. I've seen a lot of them over the years, so it could happen. But I suggest people be vegan for the right reason, and that health is a benefit. But of course, if you have epileptic seizures, that's a big burden in life to have, and that's a great thing to get rid of and say goodbye to. Yes, that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that.
So I've been vegan for not that long. It's been maybe 3 months, and the main thing I'm still currently struggling with is like living and dealing with the people that I love that aren't vegan. And
That is the hardest part.
trying to be understanding and still love them instead of having judgments and resentment. So
Well, I'm not the right person to answer. But you know, living in a speciesist world when you're trying not to be speciesist is the hardest part for all people who become vegan. And then, like what you just talked about, I really can't answer because I struggle with it myself. I'm like, my own father, you know, like says things to me, and I'm like, how can you say that, you know? And like, yeah, I gotta go deal with it. And but I guess the best way I can answer that is that to understand that everybody's been indoctrinated since birth, since day one. Everybody has been indoctrinated into a speciesist, animal abusive society, and that's socially accepted. So you have to have compassion for them and understanding that, hey, they were just brought up and it's so ingrained, and everybody else is doing it, you know, so it's not illegal. So, you know, I just try to remember that and try to break through their indoctrination and try to help them break free of it. That's really all we can do. But as far as that, like, you know, not being judgmental and like, those are some of the issues you got to deal with.
Something that's really helpful there is to like form a social circle around you with people that are vegans, instead of being for the theories and talk about it. You can help each other and to be an inspiration.
Come to this dinner every last Friday and join the vegan meetups and join them, their group, South Florida Vegan Support. But she was really sort of asking, how do you deal with, does anyone else feel like they have a good answer to that question? Like, how do you deal, when you're really vegan and you get it, how do you deal with your family members and people around you that don't get it?
Hi, my name is Shira. I've been a vegan for close to 30 years. And one of the ways that I have been able, and along with my husband, we raised 3 children vegan. They never had dairy, they were never sick, just a lot of really fabulous things. And I think one of the things that is a way to inspire and sort of have an effect on people that you love and that you like and that you want to help is to just learn how to make fabulous food and invite them to your home and show them how fantastic vegan food is and how great. Everybody always says that when they come to our home for dinner, they always leave feeling great, feeling full and satisfied, but not like they want to go home and take a nap.
I 100% agree, and that is what made me become a vegan chef in the old days, because in the old days, the food was yucky, you know, so I wanted to make delicious food and say, hey, it's not that hard, here, it's delicious, eat my vegan lasagna, eat my vegan pizza, it's good.
And one more thing is, a lot of times, you know, when people want to know what it is, you know, you show them there's dead food, live foods. What would you rather have? What do you feel better? You know, think about it. You know, the colorful, live, water-filled food, or the dead...
A dead corpse.
You know, so,
I never could understand just that part of it right there. Like, why do people want to eat a corpse? Why is that appetizing, something they drool over, a dead corpse? I don't get the human race. But somebody else had a good answer.
Well, maybe it is. My dad's a butcher for Publix, so I showed him Cowspiracy, and it clicked a little bit, but he's still having that trouble. But what do I do? Like, Dad, I want to shake you violently because why aren't you getting this? Because you know you love animals. Why are you discriminating against animals? You know. But I think also because it's his livelihood, it makes it even more difficult. But for your new vegan, you used to be just like them, you know? That's what you gotta remind, they don't know yet. Just keep the yet in there and keep trying. Just try different things, like show them a movie, show them a book, show them the good food, show them how cute a cow and a chicken can be. You know, there's a whole bunch of different methods you can just keep sneaking in there. You know, I got my folks, I go, Ma, Dad, can you do meatless Mondays? After they saw Cowspiracy, they're like, okay, I guess we can do that. So hey, it's a little, it's progress. Slow progress is still progress. And just try not to focus on it. Try not to, as tough as it is, just try not to.
Use different routes, different ways, like maybe instead of a hardcore, she's saying showing Cowspiracy, which is more of the environmental and
based one,
yeah, use different methods and see what works. But I'll just, one little hint. This is what helped me years ago. I've sort of fallen back, but when I met Gentle World, the leader of Gentle World, the founder, he had all these beautiful sayings, and one of them was, you cannot cure the human race if love's not in your heart. Love's where we have to start. So